What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today it's a massive pickups video because it's been a while and I haven't done one of these what feels like ages. So we've got a massive stack of shit here. It's not actually shit, it's actually pretty good stuff. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, first bang on thing I'm going to show you is the 101 Black Label release limited edition of Ghostwatch. Now, this isn't my copy of Ghostwatch. This is going to a good friend of mine, Andy from Forgotten Way of Movies. He had a big trouble trying to find a copy for himself. Amazon let him down and delayed the release for some reason. And yeah, he couldn't find any of them in his local HMVs or anything like that, or online. Apparently eBay, people were scalping these up and selling them for stupid money. But my local HMV still had a couple of copies left for their just regular retail price. So I picked one up for him. Picked this up because so he could get a copy. And yeah, this is going to Andy. I do have my own copy on pre-order that's been shipped from 101 themselves. So I should be getting mine anyway. But yeah, this is for Andy. That's Ghostwatch. Next up we have the double pack of a horror franchise that has become the talk of the town lately, and that is the Terrifier double pack, Terrifier and Terrifier 2. Not seen the sequel yet. I've heard it's just batshit insane with its violence and gore and just carnage, which sounds fun to me. Never been the biggest fan of the first one. I think it's fine, but I don't think it has much substance other than Art the Clown just going around just killing people in the most horrific ways. I don't think there's much in terms of narrative there, which I quite like in my horror movies. And I've heard that the sequel does have a lot of narrative for the background of Art the Clown and for the main characters that you follow in that sequel. So I'm looking forward to diving into that 2.5 hour slasher movie. So that's going to be fun. That's Terrifier, the Bloody Duo Blu-ray set. Next up, another 101 release that I added to my collection. It's a Paul, this is a Paul Verhoeven movie, and that is the Black Label 101 edition of Black Book. Not seen this one, don't know nothing about it. I'm assuming it's to do with World War II and the Nazis or something along those lines. I'm assuming, I could be completely incorrect there, but you let me know, guys. But yeah, that's Black Book 101 Black Label edition. Now, this is when it gets interesting, guys. This is when it gets really cool. 9 4Ks for 0? Yeah. So, there was this deal on Entertainment Store on eBay about a month ago. They did a deal where it was like, put 3 in your basket and we'll deduct £30. So I did that. I put in a bunch of stuff in for 30 quid to save 30 quid. So it worked. It was working out about a £5 a Blu-ray. I got 9. So I paid the 35 quid or whatever it was going to be. And they refunded me saying there's been a technicality. We have to refund this order and it has to be cancelled. So they did that. They refunded my money. They cancelled the order. And I thought, that is a shame. I've lost this order. Brutally upset because I had some really good titles in here, but I digress. A few days later, maybe a week later, I'll say, a box turns up. It's quite a big box. I didn't realise I had anything that would fit in that box arriving for some reason. I wish I could have recorded my reaction because I actually couldn't believe it when I opened the box, and it was this order of 9 4Ks. And yeah, so essentially I got these 4Ks for nothing. Yeah, 9 4Ks for free. What did I get? Oblivion, a Tom Cruise film I've not seen that I've always wanted to see. Pacific Rim Uprising, the sequel to one of my favourite giant monster robot movies ever. I've heard it's not as good, but I wanted to see it. Well, there's no better way to watch it now than a free 4K. Next up is Mad Max Fury Road, a film that I think's probably going to look amazing on 4K. Split on 4K with a slip, which is really nice. Slip, split, haha, almost the same. Yeah, this really just, I've not seen it, but Soph really likes this film, so I'm looking forward to checking this out. Next up, a film that nobody likes as far as I'm aware, but I actually really like this movie. It's Man of Steel. I still really like this movie. I still think it's one of the best of the DCEU, in my opinion. You can argue in the comments. We have the 2 Creed movies. Creed 1, never seen it. Really want to see it, and now I can. And I didn't pay anything for it. Creed 2, obviously never seen Creed 1, so definitely haven't seen Creed 2. 4K for 0 pence. Gonna fucking definitely watch it now, innit? In about 10 years, probably. The final pick is The Town. A heist film that I've heard really good things about. Yeah, I just heard really great things about it. So, yes, yeah, hopefully it's pretty good. I thought they were really good pickups, considering I paid nothing for them. You can't really scoff at that, really, can you now? No, you can't. Let's move on. So I'm gonna move on. I picked up a DVD from a charity shop. This is a film I've always wanted to see, and it was at a charity shop. Just do a sticker off. This is 50p. BFI. It's called Tokyo Story. I remember John from Mondo Terrific Movies giving this a recommendation. It's basically a film about family life, about these 2 parents going to visit their now adult children, and they kind of reflect on their lives and how they're getting older and they're kind of out of touch with the younger generation and stuff like that. But yeah, it sounds really interesting. 50p, I thought I'd give it a shot, and if I like it, I probably might upgrade it to the actual BFI Blu-ray. But that's Tokyo Story. Next up is a film I had already got on Blu-ray because I loved it. One of my favorites of the year by far, this movie. But I wanted it on 4K. I wanted this slipcover specifically. It's a HMV exclusive slipcover. It was in CEX. I had a voucher. It was a no-brainer. And that is Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on 4K with this absolutely gorgeous slipcover. I'm so happy to get this. People might, roll their eyes about slipcovers, but this exclusive slip is just fucking beautiful. So yeah, really happy to get that. That's Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Next up we have, now, the person who recommended this to me months ago in a comment, I think it was on my Creature Feature Collection list video, my Creature Feature Collection video. I can't remember who it was who recommended this movie. I picked it up. This is the Scream Factory Blu-ray of it. So whoever, if it was you, you can comment down below, let me know it was you, because I can't remember who it was. This film is called The Nest. It's basically a giant cockroach monster movie, which sounds awesome. And it goes right into my Creature Feature collection. This took ages to arrive as well. I don't know, it took about a month to get here. I paid nothing for it, about 20 quid. But yeah, it took a while to come over from America. But yeah, The Nest, an 80s giant cockroach movie. Sounds really cool to me. But yeah, if you are in the comments who recommended this to me, thank you so much. I picked it up on your recommendation. That's The Nest. Now, speaking of some more cool little things that happened that weren't meant to happen, shout out to James from Jim Jam TV and Movies, or Movies and TVs. I forgot which way it goes, but I'm sorry, Dudley, but that's the way it's going to be. So James of Jim Jam Movies and TV, he let me know that there was this weird glitch in this certain promotion on Amazon. There was a 2 for 20 4K promotion. It was mostly comprised of Disney stuff. And he says, if you put these 2 movies in there, go to checkout, and you'll just get this weird thing where it's basically, you'll get them for $5 each. So I did that and it worked. And so I got Who Framed Roger Rabbit on 4K for $4.99 with that glitch. So that's cool. Really happy about that. Didn't come with a slip though, which I'm a bit upset about, but I digress. And I got Unbreakable for $4.99 with that weird glitch on Amazon, which is pretty decent. Yeah, I've not seen every M. Night movie, but out of the ones I have seen, this is probably my favourite. Really like Unbreakable. It's great. So yeah, really cool glitch on Amazon. £5 4Ks. You can't scoff at that, guys. You really can't. James, big shout out to you for putting me in the direction of this weird kind of glitch on Amazon. So thanks a lot, mate. These are awesome. Next up, a couple of CX pickups. I wanted to get some scary for Halloween, but no, I never got around to watching these. First one is The Woman. Picked this one up for £4. I thought I had a voucher, so I thought, why not? I heard pretty good things about this movie. I've heard it's actually pretty kind of tense and pretty brutal. So looking forward to checking this one out. I know there's an Arrow release of this as well, but this was there and I thought I'd grab it at £4. Didn't mind it. So that's The Woman. And the next scary that I picked up is As Above, So Below. I remember this film came out. Apparently it was meant to be pretty good. I've heard it's on a lot of quite underrated horror lists that I've seen. I've just never got around to watching it, mostly because it's found footage. I'm not the biggest found footage fan, but I thought at £4, I'll just pull the trigger and give it a go. I like the cover art. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, apparently it's just like The Descent, but it's found footage and it's a bit more kind of tense and weird and spoopy, I suppose. But yeah, that's above, so below. Next up, we have another charity shop pick up at 50p. This came out. I remember this came out, and I remember it being not very good, and it'd been a bit weird for it to come out. I think it was one of the first animated Star Wars things to come out. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but that is the Clone Wars, the movie The Clone Wars, with a really nice lenticular. This is 50p from Cancer Research. But yeah, I just thought I just grabbed it for 50p. I was always going to leave it there. Don't know how I feel about this movie now. I've only seen it when I was a kid, so I don't even know how it's going to... I say a kid, like it came out after Revenge of the Sith, so I was about in my teens and that. But let's see how I feel about this. That's the Clone Wars. Next up, I picked up a really nice edition of Aliens. This is the 30th anniversary edition of Aliens. I absolutely love this. This out of box is incredible. That image is awesome of the Queen with Ripley and Newt there. And the back, it's just got what it comes with. And then the spine looks pretty kick-ass as well, the Aliens logo. It's just a standard North American Blu-ray release with some cool kind of like photo character cards and stuff like that. It's nothing really special in intensity. You're not getting anything else extra really in terms of the movie. But I just thought it's a really nice addition, and it was very affordable at about 20 quid. So yeah, that's Aliens. Next up, we have a bunch of anime to go through. I've been in an anime kick lately, so I've picked up some anime to check out. This one was really cheap by the voucher as well, so from CEX. So I was really happy to pick up the first season of Pokemon. Major nostalgia for this show when I was a kid, getting into this as well. So this is going to be a nostalgia trip for me. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it as an adult, but this edition really is really nice. It comes in a nice, like rigid box with the Blu-ray case, Amaray case there, with 5 discs on Blu-ray. You got all the episodes. I think the only episode that was missing is that one episode that was banned that gave everyone seizures. If you remember that, guys, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's Pokemon, the Indigo League. Really happy to get this. It was only like 18 quid, but I had about a £10 voucher, so it was only worked out about 8 quid. So it's pretty good. That's Pokemon. Next up, we have one of my favourite kind of anime movies, and that is Yurusuka Doji. This is a DVD of the first 2 movies, so Legend of the Overfiend and Legend of the Demon Womb. These are 2 movies that do not compromise on what they are trying to tell story-wise, narratively. They're dark, they're bleak, they're over-sexualized. It is truly an animation for adults. It's not really, I wouldn't show this to your child. No. But yeah, these are just, I grew up with this kind of stuff. I was a bit too young to watch this shit, but when I discovered these, I was big into anime when I was like 13, 14. And this was a big one that I just really enjoyed. Lots of carnage, lots of violence. The story is just really intricate and really cool. And yeah, it doesn't really compromise on what it tells. It's very bleak. It's very just dour and just violent and just horrible and dark. And I kind of respect it for that. It has a lot of things that you wouldn't get a film like this. You wouldn't get these films now. No fucking way. And they wouldn't even go there now. But I'm glad they went this dark with something like this back in the late 80s. I think this came out in like 88 or 89. But yeah, Yurusuka Doji, it's really cool. If you can stomach it, I'll give it. I'll definitely recommend it. It's great. Next up, we have another kind of 80s, 90s-esque anime. This is a 3-part OVA series. This is called AD Police. Now, I've not seen this, so I can't really comment. But I always remember when I used to collect anime on VHS, this always used to be an advert for this before I watched whatever I was watching. There was always an advert for AD Police, and it looked really interesting, kind of dystopian, cyberpunk-esque kind of OVA series. It just looks really cool, and just the artwork is just fucking brilliant. That cover art just screams awesome to me. these older anime to me are just the best. 80s, 90s, you just can't beat it for me. I think anime nowadays has gotten well too squeaky clean for my taste. I think stuff like AD Police, just from a visual perspective, just looks awesome. Yurosaka Doji is amazing. Ghost in the Shell, that kind of stuff is the bollocks. But you're looking forward to checking this out? Not seen it. That's AD Police. Next up, we have a more modern anime. This was like £3 in TX, so I just picked it up. It's a complete series of a show called Eden of the East. This sounds kind of like a weird kind of save the world terrorist plot kind of anime. It sounds really, really interesting. That's all I really know about it. It's about a guy who wakes up with no memory of why he's there. He has a phone, and he has access to like $3 billion or something. And he gets a phone call and says, you have to save the world. So it sounds really kind of cryptic, really weird, but it sounded really cool to me, and it was only £3, so I picked it up. That's Eden of the East. Next up is another anime that I picked up because it was cheap. It's like £4 in CEX. This sounds like a really interesting kind of dark sci-fi movie, and it's called Harmony. From what I read on the back, it's about there's like this utopia city, and that's basically perfect. Japan is perfect now. It's like there's no crime, there's no anything bad. There's nothing bad happening. Life is perfect. Everything's perfect. And it's about this group of people that are bored of this perfect life, and there's these mass suicides that happen. And it's a few years after that, and there's this terrorist sect trying to basically ruin this perfect city. And this character on the front discovers that her friend, who is meant to have killed herself a few years earlier, might be basically the instigator of this terrorist group. So it sounds really interesting, really dark themes, of course, but I'm all about dark themes in my anime. That's Harmony. Next up is an anime that I picked up for £1 because I used to have this on VHS, and I love this. And it is Blood, the Last Vampire. This is awesome. It's only about 45 minutes long, but that's all it needs to be. It just tells an awesome story about this vampire who basically is employed by the government to kill demons, and she just is a badass about it. And yeah, just so good. Obviously, this is I think this comes from the 80s or 90s. Again, it's just old school anime that I love. You don't get anime like this anymore. It's just fucking awesome. But yeah, £1. I was going to pick it up regardless. That's Blood, the Last Vampire. The final anime thing in this stack, in this video, is anime called Hibane Renmei. Now, I know nothing about this anime. I looked it up. It looked really cool, about angels being born and being in this society, and they've got really strict rules to go by. But that's all I really know about this show. The reason I picked it up was it was only £10, and it was in CEX. Now, the weird thing about this is that this is a North American release. It's an NTSC DVD, so it's a Region 1 DVD. And I know for a fact that CEX don't buy it. Unless it's got the BBFC logo on it and it's like a UK release, they don't buy them in. So when I see something like this, it's in a really nice box, and it's really cool, and it just sounds cool just by the narrative, the plot kind of synopsis, I was just going to give it a shot. So I did. Yeah. Hibane Renmei, I suppose, yeah. But the artwork's fucking awesome. Yeah, it's about angels in some kind of society. It just sounds really cool to me. But yeah, I like, even if like, I like my dark side kind of anime stuff, like I said, like the early 80s and 90s stuff, late 80s, early 90s stuff. But I also like some light-hearted stuff. So if this is more of a light-hearted stuff, I'm all for it. But you don't see these kind of sets from North America in CEX because they don't buy them in. So I was really happy to grab this. Like, and they must have bought it by mistake. But yeah, that's Hibane Renmei. The last couple of pickups here. Again, I was picking up scary stuff because I wanted to watch stuff for Halloween, but I never got around to actually watching this stuff. Heard really good things about this movie, Stigmata. I've seen this cover art thousands of times. Know nothing about this movie. I just know it's quite a religious kind of horror movie, which I love The Omen, so this might be right up my street. About a girl who starts having the the wounds from the cross, like Jesus Christ, I suppose, or something along those lines. And yeah, apparently it just becomes a horrific horror movie. I don't know nothing about this movie. Let me know, guys, what it's like. But yeah, for £1, I thought I'd pick it up and give it a shot. That's Stigmata. Next up, we have a film that fucking broke me, pretty much, and that's Kill List. This is a just dour, bleak, horribly dark crime film, hitman movie, I suppose you could call it. Yeah, really fucking good movie, but this film just fucking is just, you feel fucking just broken by the end of this film. Such a great movie though, and I found the DVD for really cheap. So I thought I'll pick it up. So yeah, really recommended from me. If you want a crime film that kind of is almost a horror film in some regards, Kill List is right up there in my opinion. The violence in this is absolutely uncompromisingly brutal, and the ending will have you going like literally just staring at your screen in disbelief. It's really fucking good. That's Kill List. My final pickup in this video. It's been a long video, guys. I do apologise for that. The final pickup for this video, I'm slowly kind of having a little collection of the Tartan releases. And this film was, I don't know if it was recommended by him, but it did bring it up and it kind of intrigued me. And that film is called Man Bites Dog. Now, this was brought up, I had a conversation with Andy from Forgot About the Movies, and he did bring this up as one of the most difficult films that he had to sit through. And he said it was actually absolutely just fucking just, it's a brutal watch. And he explained the premise, where you've got this film crew following this serial killer. And yeah, just going through his day to day, and that just really kind of like, this sounds cool. I bet it's going to be fucking brutal and just horrible, but the premise sold it. I do believe it's a Belgian movie, so that sounds quite cool. Yeah, Man Bites Dog. That front cover is kind of, I guess, sums up what you're going to be seeing in this movie, which is going to be pretty much horrific. Yeah. It says here, makes reservoir dogs look like muzzled mongrels. Whatever that means. Apparently it's trying to say that reservoir dogs, this is meant to be similar to reservoir dogs, which by the premise, it sounds nothing like reservoir dogs. I don't know what that quote means. But anyway, Man Bites Dog is the final pickup of this list, of this video, sorry. And yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think about any of these pickups in the comments down below. Drop a like if you want to. Don't really care if you do or don't. But anyway, I'll see you next time, I suppose. Bye.